Boughs bring a welcoming song through the air. All around are helpful hands, thankful hearts, and a community of love and acceptance. The air is filled with the smell of flowers and possibility. It's that special time of day, and here we are once again, gathered together in a prayerful unity. Let us all come together and connect in ways we haven't before. Welcome, everyone. How are you doing? Let's start there. How is your week going? Did you do anything fun? I hope so. I hope you've had a great and relaxing day, because I may or may not ruin it right now. So, have any of you been near the religious district as of late? Probably not. Things have been interesting in the religious district. And well, all right, we should stop beating around the bush. You know why you're here, I know why I'm here, so let's jump straight into the drama. The conflict of the cryptid churches in the religious district have escalated. It started with a few passive-aggressive comments between the Church of Mothman and the Cozy Congregation of Sasquatch, which then there was the fire at the old abandoned Waffle House that was once the Church of Mothman, and now, well, it's a full-on battle of the cryptids all over the religious district. Stickers and pamphlets have been thrown around, shouting matches have continued, and none of the other churches have managed to get either of them to calm down. The other cryptid-based churches have been pulled into either side. Evangelical Christians have pulled together to form a prayer group, while the more traditional Orthodox branches are threatening to go crusade style on everybody if they don't calm down. The Islam community has responded to that threat by raising up emerald flags from the Ottoman Empire and calling ditto. So, interesting things all around. Oh, and the local synagogue has casually relocated their religious practice to Willow Way until the entire situation blows over. I was a bit confused why they made the choice to walk away, but Blaine assures me that they made the best move possible, at least from a historical perspective. As of this moment, it appears that the Jewish and pagan populations are the only ones not adding to the chaos. Oh, and it would appear that the Mormons are trying to help by baking funeral potatoes and mint brownies. Interesting strategy. I don't know if it'll help. But in any case, we're here to update you as this situation develops. On another note, Darian is back to work. At least, he's easing into it. Our sweet little garbage bear is taking time to help with at least half of his mail route. Intern Mike, still in a raccoon onesie, is still out there to handle the bulk of the work as our baby boy adjusts to his new life as a parent. It's an exciting time and we're all helping where we can. Right now, Lysynthia and Endymion are playing on a little pet bed we have set up for them. As for Meatball, well, he's sound asleep in a little ball on my lap. He purrs and twitches in his sleep. It's almost like a tiny cat. It's nice. and also a lot of pressure to make sure I don't wake him. He's just a tiny little thing, and I can almost fit him in the palm of my hand. So cute. Oh, in other words, Blaine has been talking with Sheriff Hawthorne, and unlike previous conversations, this one actually ended up being pretty good. They mostly discussed Blaine's notes and a few questions about door-related issues. The team is really coming together, which is always good, although she's been really cryptic and strict with them. Like, Blaine gave her all their history notes and details, and she gave them notes on something called the sealing ritual. I don't know all the details, but apparently it's this occultic thing that lets you bind supernatural beings to an area so long as you drew the seal on the ground and it remains intact. She's only used it once, and the seal came undone about a year ago. Anyways, enough of this. Let's move on to traffic. A riotous rigor of religious ranks raises road rage to ruinous reprieve. Dastardly delays dam and detour massive roads down the city. It's quite a quarry of quarrelsome quotes and concern commuters from crossing to Cherry Lane. The train's transit is also taken into a torrent of terrible talkback. It seems the problem around the religious district has begun to bleed into the rest of the city. So be careful out there, and stay at home if possible. Todmodus inimicus es, et tamen amo te omnibus diebus meis. Sine queso pungam decine queso bellum. Ego te amabo in aeternum et plus tibi double. Wait, what is this? Latin? Yeah, I think this is Latin. It's a little weird. But alright then. Religious stuff's getting thrown around, so I guess Latin was going to come up eventually. And that's all for traffic. Here's an update on the situation at the religious district. The megapope for the Church of Mothman has released a statement to the public. It reads, "Our demands are simple. We want our home back. We want to be able to worship our beautiful Mothman in peace, far from the disturbances of those whom we deem as lesser. The ways of Mothman are complex and not easily understood by interlopers. We demand that those heathenist Bigfoot lovers pay retribution for the damages done to our property, apologize, and then banish themselves to the furthest corner of the city where we will never have to see them again." This statement came to us on the back of a Waffle House napkin, which somehow survived the initial closing of the restaurant, as well as the several health code violations and fumigations of the building, and finally, the fire that took the whole place down. So, make of that what you will. The Cozy Congregation of Sasquatch has responded by stating repeatedly that they were not involved in the fire that burnt down the old abandoned Waffle House that was once the Church of Mothman. Their leaders are insisting that the building was abandoned for at least a couple of decades, and in that time experienced several electrical failures, along with flooding, grease fires, and something only known as the Void. So, it was only a matter of time before the place came down, really. As of this moment, it's believed that the Cozy Congregation of Sasquatch is innocent, and they're sticking to that. And also, they refuse to be banished like some form of unwanted religious sect. Instead, they are asking for a ceasefire between the two religious parties, a chance to talk things out civilly. The Church of Mothman has responded to this by rolling their eyes, crying hysterically, and calling for more violence. Talks of burning down the large cabin-esque building that the congregation calls home are in the process. It's unclear as of this moment if the police are trying to figure out a way to handle this without infringing on religious rights, or if they're just waiting to see how it all plays out. As of this moment, it's also unclear if anyone has told the sheriff, or if anyone wants to tell the sheriff. She's been in a bit of a mood as of late, so there is hesitancy to pull her in. But still, with everything going the way it is, she may be called in sooner than later. We'll just have to wait and see. But in the meantime, let's hear a quick word from our sponsors.
The world is burning. So many lives are scattered. Is this what you want? No one is happy. No one is safe anymore. Where is your God now? All we ever wanted to do was be your friend. All we ever wanted to do was give you love and support. But you pushed us away. You yelled, cursed, brought harm to our cozy congregation. Now I'm sorry to say, but our family won't take this lying down. The cozy congregation of Sasquatch. You brought this on yourself.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you're feeling better after the break. I know I am. I had the chance to take a look over some complicated things that Blaine found, and a lot of it's super interesting. So, I thought now would be a great moment to take some time and share it with all of you. After reorganizing everything in the station, I have stumbled upon a recording labeled Baby's First Show. And well, here's just a clip of it.
The old gives way to the new. Batons are passed every day, whether we want them to be or not. You can't stop the march of time, you can only embrace it. With all that being said, welcome. After years of being behind the night desk, the legendary radio man Rex Adams is taking over the coveted morning commute position. In his place steps up a kid he's been training for a long time now. This is the beginning of my fame and glory, everyone, so stay tuned. My name is Bella Jewel Mallory, and this is The Night Show at 87.7 FM. Hello, all you fine folks. How are you today? As previously mentioned, my name is Bella Jewel, and I am not the voice you are used to hearing. That would be Mr. Rex Adams, who is moving on to bigger and better things. That's right, the coveted morning commute time slot is being filled. It's a big role, and that's why there is no one better for the job. Good luck there, you old so-and-so, and we can't wait to hear you every single morning. As for me and the rest of us right here, right now, let's dive into the news.
Honestly, I kind of feel silly after listening to this. We dug through all the station's records, researched everything we could, but not once did it ever occur to Blaine, nor me, to ask Rex about this. I mean, he's currently out for the week on some sort of personal health retreat, but when he gets back, there's things to say. Hopefully we can get some answers. I mean, he's been here long enough to know a thing or two, so we'll just have to see. Anyways, back to the church situation. Things are spicing up at the religious district. In their preparations for some type of crusade-like situation, the Roman Catholic congregation, as well as the devout Muslims, have been swept away in an ongoing holy war. The leaders were cautioning everyone to remain neutral and uninvolved until the situation was better organized, but it appears that is no longer an option. Both sides were too excited and have launched into a battle with each other. Fortunately, this doesn't appear to be a battle of arrows or swords, but water balloons and water guns. Both sides have large pools of clean water to help with ammunition, as well as a neutral area for towels and recovery. Despite all of the religious fighting going on, it actually looks like a lot of fun, especially on a hot summer day. What? Oh, so it appears that this isn't actually a part of the current church fight. Both religious groups just saw an opportunity to have fun and made an interfaith water day with each other. So, yeah. At least somebody's getting along out there. As for the situation amidst the cryptid churches, things are less fun. Torches have been lit, and massive mobs march towards the large, cabin-esque building that is home to the cozy congregation of Sasquatch. It appears they're going to burn it down as some form of retribution. Oh dear, if someone doesn't do something soon, this could be really bad for everyone in the area. A few members of the Church of Mothman are trying to get things to calm down, but nothing seems to be working. One priest in particular is falling at the feet of the Megapope, begging them to end this madness. So far, he was kicked away and told to remember his faith. All attempts at negotiation and moderation have failed. We will try to stay on top of this as best we can, but for now, let's take another pause to hear a word from our sponsors.
Sing for the path of twisted thorn, to praise and mimic the son of morn. Oh, come and stretch for glory high, then fall to flames struck from the sky. Sing for the shadows with many a voice. Come cast your pity for them with no choice. How tragic a fall when they were outcast, these poor souls whose sins are now past. Come, sing a ballad for the souls of the damned. Sing for their fallings, so greatly unplanned. They swam in dark waters, a place where lights do fail, and now their voices join the shadows in a torturous wail. Come, sing for the hubris of all men's eye. It leads them to trouble, to choke on their pride. with awe and wonder of a sickening glee, sing for these fools and their tortures that be. Sing for the path of twisted thorn, to praise and mimic the son of morn. O come to the land of darkness and vast. Come into the land where shadows long last. We are the Church of Mothman, and we are here to show no mercy. Steady yourselves, my children. Cast aside all your weak and helpless feelings. Our moth goes before us now. It is time to choose. Are you a man, or are you a moth?
The Church of Mothman reached the cabin, torches at the ready, eyes filled with bitterness and bile. They would have burnt it down right away, but there was one person standing in the way, one priest who wouldn't conform. Father Chrysanthemum of the Church of Mothman was right at the door of the cozy congregation of Sasquatch, hammer in hand as he finished up his project. To the door, he nailed 95 different notes. 95 in love letters, not only for the cozy congregation, but for its spirit leader, Moon River. So apparently, the mega pope for the Church of Mothman used to have a big romantic thing with the cozy congregation spirit leader. It was a big and passionate sort of romance that ended on big and passionate terms. There was a lot of mess and a lot of division that has left the two sides divided and bitter ever since. And despite Moon River's many attempts to move on, the Church of Mothman's mega pope just never got over Zer. And it's this bad heartache which led to all the chaos on the field. Within the Church of Mothman, a small sect of priests decided that they were annoyed with the constant hostility between the two groups. They tried to keep peace and things calm for as long as they could, but after this week, it was clear that peace was no longer an option. And so, Father Chrysanthemum has stepped up in one last effort to heal what has been hurt. He had collected 95 of the love letters sent from the mega pope to the cozy congregation's spirit leader, and it is this that he nailed to the door. As he finished his work, he stretched his arms wide to the sky, as if calling upon the powers of some unseen god to his cause. "This war of ours is a mistake," he declared. "Are we not all mortal beings, called to toil and work in a world of suffering and pain? We are all flesh, each and every one. We are all flawed. And yet we unite under the cause of a higher power. Why? To what end? For the glory of oppressing others? Nay, I say unto you, nay. We are gathered to be the hands of the powers that guide us. We are the hands that hold, the ears that listen, and the hearts that love. For this cause do I stand before you. For this love of Mothman and of all those in this world of flesh, do I reject your anger. Look within yourselves and see. We are all servants to this compassionate, empathetic being that lives within us all, regardless of creed, sexuality, or anything else that divides us. We are all bound by the laws of love and understanding. Should we not act like it, even now?" After he spoke, he linked hands with Moonriver, who then linked hands with the rest of the congregation, and then all other creeds, churches, and sects that were present. It was a powerful moment of spiritual solidarity, only ruined when the Megapope of the Church of Mothman continued to press forward with a large torch in hand. This would have been the end of it, but luckily, this was right around when Sheriff Hawthorne showed up with the fire department and a whole fleet of police officers. You see, while everyone was busy talking, the local pagan association, who have the tendency to get a bit defensive when one religion starts getting crazy with burning the sacred things, called the police and told them everything. So, Sheriff Hawthorne showed up, slapped the Church of Mothman's Megapope across the back of their head, and exclaimed, "Dang it, Keith! This isn't a healthy way to handle the breakup. You are going to so much therapy after this." After which she shuttled away the Megapope, along with anyone else left doing violent things. The dissenters will be taken to an extended timeout in the special religion jail section of the city's correctional facility. So, yeah, peace is restored in the city once again, and all this because the pagans were acting responsibly. Man, what a week it has been. I'm happy that the sheriff got everything sorted out, but still, it's a shame to see all the destruction that's been caused along the way. People are passionate about their faith, and sometimes it leads to some really ugly things. So many lives have been ruined in the name of God. So many people have been hurt, or worse. There is a long and sad history of faith being the fan that builds the flames of violence and hatred in people. And I'm sad to say that sometimes we still see that rolling through today. But still, I'm not so sure that religion is entirely a bad thing. It's just complicated at times. I think Father Chrysanthemum said it best. Those who choose to follow a god, or gods, or cryptid, choose to be the servants of humanity. And that can take many different forms. Think about religion for a moment. What is it really? It's a large band of people gathered together, united in a community with values. Sure, it can do a lot of harm, but when religion is at its best, it can be a powerful force in making life a little bit better for everyone. It's a chance to unite together for a greater cause, to relieve suffering, comfort the afflicted, and work together to become better people. And I think as long as we remember that, religion can be a big and beautiful thing. So go forth as the hands of good you want to see in the world. Just don't take yourself too seriously. Okay? Yeah. Amen. Or whatever I'm supposed to say. Anyways, stay tuned for a lot of cleanup over the city. Holy wars have the tendency to leave quite a bit of debris. But until we meet again, I hope you have a good night.
Dream Girl City is a production by N.J. Schulze. It was written, produced, and acted by N.J. Schulze. The poem for today was A Song for the Damned by N.J. Schulze. Have a question? Have a comment? Just want to support us? Well, check us out on social media. Share the podcast around, give us a rating, and do all the good podcast stuff that you're supposed to do. Also, be sure to email us at DreamGirlCityRadio@gmail.com. Very fun stuff. Special thanks to all you who are staying by and listening for everything to come. You all have been so great and so helpful during this season. But just remember, we're nowhere close to the end, my friend.